This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, October the 20th, is a Detroit Lions legend. No, it's not Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson. Well, it should be, but no, their birthdays are not October 20th. It's this guy who was considered one of the greatest Lions receivers of all time. Probably not the greatest, Calvin Johnson, but this man played 12 seasons in the NFL, 11 for the Detroit Lions, and he's 54 years old today. His name? Herbert Moore. So Herbert Moore was born in Virginia and was a three-sport athlete. He would graduate from the University of Virginia being a two-sport athlete, being a high jump icon for Virginia, and helping the Cavaliers become the #1 team in the NCAA 1990 for a little bit. People that Virginia looked dangerous, even though they lost to Georgia Tech in a famous game that CBS did. Anyway, he's second in Cavaliers history in receiving yards, and first in one season with 1,190 in 1990. He put up 13 touchdowns in his senior year. And the 91 draft happened. So, what would happen in a sense? Well, no wide receivers were drafted before him, so he was the first wide receiver taken. So Herbert Moore was drafted by the Lions. He became the fifth Pro Bowler in that group out of the first 10. Dallas took Russell Erland, Cleveland took Eric Turner, Rams took Todd Light, and Cardinals took Eric Swan. So Herbert Moore doing all that stuff. So anyway, he had limited time, but he actually forgot to tell the Lions that he needed contact lenses to see. He wore contact lenses while in college. An eye check did reveal the problem, and he fixed it. In the divisional round game against the Cowboys, when the Lions won in their only playoff win in the Super Bowl era, he got 6 passes for 87 yards and a touchdown. Lions won, and it looked good. He caught 4 passes for 69 yards when the Lions got crushed by Washington in the NFC final, though. Unfortunately, injuries would hurt him for a little bit in his second season with the Lions. He was accurate. He almost got a 1,000-yard season and all that. But in 1994, he stepped up huge. Played all 16 games, caught 72 passes, 11 touchdowns. But 95 was just a magical year. Put up 123 receptions, being the first wide receiver to do that. 123 receptions, and put up 1,686 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns. He was a guy who caught 3 touchdown passes against the Packers in one game, and then on Thanksgiving Day, 95 against the Vikings. Moore caught 127 yards. Passes. Brad Perryman and Johnny Martin also were at 100 yards. The Lions survived 44-38. And it was a tight Thanksgiving game. He would put up a 14-catch day against the Bears, making him the first Lion to do so. And the Lions made the playoffs for the 4th time in 5 years, but they continued their playoff defeats. He had another 100 reception season in 96 and 97. It looked pretty good and all that. Although Herbert Moore would catch a touchdown pass for the Lions against the Eagles. They did lose in the postseason. Moore would regress a little bit. All that. He would play less and less and less, and then by 2001, he would be a New York Giant. And was inactive pretty much throughout his time with the Giants. So anyway, Herman Moore actually has the most receiving yards on games played on a Thursday, 965 yards in his career. Because his Lions always played on Thanksgiving. It took till 2013 before Calvin Johnson passed Herman Moore's touchdown mark for the Lions. And he played one game for the Giants, but other than that, he played every game for the Lions, 145 in total, with 9,174 yards off of 670 catches for 62 touchdowns. Yeah, 94 and 95 were just magical years. He could catch 100 passes. The Lions had a decent quarterback in Scott Mitchell, and they kept making the playoffs. Unfortunately, the good times weren't always rolling. But you know what? It doesn't matter, does it? He's still very underrated. Well, he was a Detroit Lion after all. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do